Hey guitar friends, this is Prokopis from Effective Music Practice, and today we're going into part 3 of this mini-series on improvisation called How to Sound Musical. How to sound musical is a very common pain point for many players. It's the kind of question that I get a lot from viewers and that I used to get very often when I was teaching privately as well. In fact, I got the idea to make this series of lessons when answering a question like that in my SFS Fretboard Secrets mini course. The good news is that this is not some huge mystery. Sounding musical is a skill that you can develop like any other, and you can do it quickly with some smart and effective practice. Now, the first step I always recommend when you want to play more musical solos is to step away from memorized box shapes and start using the String Fragment System, which allows you to travel the fretboard with a lot more freedom and confidence. We're going to do that today. But as we said in the previous lessons, even with the flexibility of SFS, you do need some way to deliberately add new ideas and build a personal improvisation language. So let's get into today's improvisation tip. Pedal point is a classic melodic device that comes from classical music. In fact, it gets its name from the fact that it was many times achieved by using a foot pedal on an organ. The concept is simple. Just keep returning to the same note while playing other notes in between. It sounds simple, but it does take some practice to get it done right. It's a great way to add color to your playing. Here are 4 steps that can help you make this a natural part of your soloing language. Number 1, choose a scale and a backing track. I highly recommend that you do this with a backing track because this way you get to hear the effect of what you're doing in a musical context. I have a bunch of great ones in my YouTube channel, but you can find many more if you want. In this example, I'll use the A Dorian mode and play 3 string fragments and then move that system everywhere on the fretboard like we usually do with SFS. So I will lay down a Dorian backing track. Number 2, overdo it. Your goal is not to play a balanced solo. You want to focus 100% on this effect so that you master it as soon as possible. Number 3, choose a note within that scale that sounds stable. The most usual is the root note, and that's the one we'll use in the example I'll play you. Step 4, improvise starting on that note and returning to it for every other note. Okay, so 1, choose a scale and a backing track. 2, overdo it. 3, choose a stable note. And 4, play it in between other notes. Do this for a while. Try to use rhythmic variation like we learned in the first part of this series in order to make it interesting. And you get used to doing this subconsciously in no time. Now, I'll play you an example of this. I want you to pay attention and follow along as I jump around the fretboard using SFS and check how I try to make musical sense even though I'm using this same pedal point effect all the time. This is a great exercise, so I urge you to invest the time and try it. But before we close this lesson with this example, I want to encourage you, if you haven't already, to sign up for my free SFS mini course called SFS Fretboard Secrets. Traveling the fretboard with the String Fragment System is a really eye-opening experience, especially if you feel stuck with your soloing. Just use the link below to sign up. It costs nothing and I believe you'll really enjoy it. So here's the example for pedal point. Watch it carefully to the end, follow the diagrams, and remember, enjoy your practice and be effective.